Appreciate it.
You're welcome. How many weeks have you guys been in school so far?
This is our 6th week.
Oh, wow. Quite a while then.
Yeah, we start a little bit earlier than a lot of schools.
We just go, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys ready?
Take it away.
Well, first of all, I'd like to. Are you running this from your Chromebook?
No, I'm running this on my Mac.
Okay. The thing we need to kind of choose which screen we want to watch in this Hangout.
Okay.
From our viewpoint, I think it would make sense to kind of watch what you're doing and walk you through what you're seeing on your side. So I prefer to kind of make you the presenter here, and if you could actually join the Hangout on your Chromebook.
You want me to go into the Chromebook and do the Hangout? All right.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be honest with you. This is the first time I'm touching a Chromebook.
Okay.
So, is the Hangouts an external app I need to join?
It should be an app that's installed by default.
Got it.
And are you using the same Google account on the Chromebook as you're joining right now?
You know, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to sign out as me, and I'm going to add Sarah, the science teacher here, and that way we'll have 3 different people in.
Okay.
I think it makes more sense that way. Your Gmail account.
Okay. And then what I can do is I can send, we can invite Sarah into this Hangout.
Yep. All right, so it's msperry@ethompson.org. Miss Perry, MS Perry. Here, you know, I'll chat it to you.
We're looking.
1 second.
ETS.
There we go.
Oh, what happened?
What did you do? You broke it. No. Did you close it?
So,
All right, well, let's see. Are you signing in? Enter E. Thompson. All right, here we'll add an account. Miss Perry.
Do you have this insert? Are you sharing from your computer? Or?
No, so mine was not working earlier. So.
Okay.
And this is a first for us as well.
Sweet.
So we're excited. You know, I think that we can. I think that if we can get this off the ground and running, this might be a really cool thing for you guys to be able to market to online schools, and you know, I mean, colleges that are doing the MOOC thing, you know, have to be able to use the sensor across the nation, internationally even.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wait 1 second. Nope. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Hangouts. Hopefully it still says sign in as you. Sign in. This should still be up. All right. 1 second. Sorry. There we go.
Sarah, as I recall, you're the chemistry teacher?
no, I teach biology, 7th grade science, and physical science right now.
Okay.
Will be environmental, and yeah, later. So.
All right. So Ms. Perry at ethompson.org. Go in and invite her in, and we'll jump in from there.
Okay. Invitation has been sent.
Usually pops up over here, right?
The
I don't know.
Hangout?
And if that doesn't pop up as a notification, you might have to launch the Gmail app and see if it sent an email there.
Sarah's actually the master at Hangouts, much better than
I
I
don't
am.
know. I mean, that's where it would normally pop up. So I don't.
You know,
we might
maybe
have to launch that.
we're
Out.
in Google Plus, so maybe we got to go to Hangouts specifically. Because this is purely Google Plus. This is Google Plus Hangout. Sign in. Arg. All right. I'll tell you what. Well, I just want to. Well, all right. Let me see if I can jump in double Mr. All day. Hangouts. Look, we spent 5 minutes on tech issues.
Yeah, that's how most of these go.
Yeah, well, the whole point of this is to work out any tech issues, so I think this is good.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you guys, when you broadcast to your students, you probably would use Google Hangouts, I assume, right?
No, we would use,
We use a program called Big Blue Button.
and it stinks.
Yeah, it really does. We used to use WebEx. It was much better.
Mm-hmm.
And now we switched to Canvas as our platform, and Big Blue Button is associated with Canvas. And so we use that program now, and it's pretty junky.
There's a limit of 15 students you can possibly get to if you are in that. All right, I got a question. I'm going to try logging in on Hangouts on the Chromebook. I'm going to do it from Mr. Dalday at ethompson.org. But if I'm already in a session with you guys, what is your name that I'm actually invited? Who am I? What is the username here? And I'll see if I can jump in a video call.
My account is JoeTodd753.
JoeTodd753 at Gmail. There we go. All right. Uh-oh, something's not right. We're having trouble. We can try again. All right. Here's the other option. Log in to the... Wait. Log in again on your side, and then you guys can show us your screen for the Chromebook, and then we'll emulate that if you want.
Sure.
If I'm, because I guess I'm having trouble logging in to Chrome or to the Hangout on this Chromebook.
Okay.
Understand.
I've got a loading screen of death.
Sure. So I'm going to actually send you a Hangout request from my account. That's from my Chromebooks associated with.
All right. Or so we're doing 2 separate Hangout sessions.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to close this one.
We'll close this one, yeah, after we get set up.
Yeah, because you're currently not on the Chromebook now.
Right.
Yes.
So what was?
Mine is
I don't know if I know your. Let me see.
You know what? I wonder if... Okay. You know, we can do 2 separate Hangouts. We'll do 2 separate Hangouts. Try sending it to adalday3@gmail.com.
Can you say that one more time?
Oh, you know what? Wait, 1 second. I think I figured something out. Okay, wait. If I pop in again, then I think I got it figured out. Allow.
I'm giving Andy the one that you gave me, Tosh.
Wait 1 second. I think I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in doubly.
Okay, you got it.
Perfect.
I just have to remember to mute. I muted this, and I'm gonna volume off that thing. That way, I don't have
Right.
some feedback.
Right. And on the left-hand side, you should see a tab of different tools.
Yeah, I'll do a share screen.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Are we taking a look at my screen now?
Not yet.
Well, wait, I have a screen of you guys on there. Hold on. There we go. You guys should be able to see my screen.
Yep. Perfect. And can you, before we get started here, can you click on that button in the upper right that's got 5 circles?
Got it right here?
Yep. And do you not see anything loading in that screen?
I see exactly what you guys see.
Well, that would be a concern. hit OK, and just go ahead and close that and relaunch SparkView.
All right, so let's close this. And there's the video of you guys again, and then I'm going to go SparkView right here. Connected to the SparkView server. All right, you want those 5 circles again?
Yep.
You want me to hit those 5 circles again?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. There we go.
Huh.
What's supposed to show up?
There should be 3 buttons right there.
Ah.
So that's a bit of a concern there.
Your guys' system is broken.
Yeah, that looks like something that didn't get installed properly whenever, I don't know if you recall when you first launched the app, but there was probably a series of downloading and installing resources.
Actually, I had the tech person install the SparkView because I was out at a meeting today. So I just got back. And actually, the tech person just showed up. So we're going to have a party. We got 3 people up in here.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, let's try one other thing. Let's try to just go ahead and open up a standard, what we call a Spark Lab. So click on the Experiments button.
All right. Oh, by the way, Andy, computer nerd, meet Sharon Hioki, computer techie nerd.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi, okay.
I can say that, right, because I'm a nerd, too. So it's one of those things.
So go ahead and select one of the labs on the left-hand column there.
Sure thing. Let's go speed velocity. I'm just kind of, Sarah, you got any preference as far as what kind of lab you want?
Oh, is it working?
It's kind of working. I think we're taking a different route.
Okay.
Well, worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work, I'll just throw a computer or something.
Well, let's see. Do you have, what kind of lab do you want? You're a bio person, so I figured photosynthesis would be it.
Yeah, but let's see what the conservation of energy.
All right, energy, because she actually has a lab coming up on energy soon.
Okay. So go ahead and select Open there.
I clicked on it.
Yep. And after you click on it, whenever the page comes up, you should actually see Open at the lower left.
It will highlight.
Oh, I see. So click on it first,
Yep.
and then
Oh, okay, open, right here. Here, pull up a chair.
Okay.
okay.
So this is a canned lab
Yeah, so this is one of the built-in ones that come with it.
with SparkView.
Correct.
Okay.
And go ahead and just use the arrow there to navigate to a couple pages. I just want to make sure everything came over fine.
All right, let's see. Title. I got me a concept. We got MGH and 1/2 MV squared. Energy is conserved.
Yeah, so things are looking good. I'm still a little concerned that we didn't see those buttons. So let's try to open up another toolbar. Up at the top, you see the 3 dots connected in a triangle? That's our sharing button. Can you click on that?
Gotcha. So right now we're only using the internal part of the software. We're not actually connecting in any way besides we're using Hangout.
Well, you're connected to our server. So this is an online app. It requires, a good bit of it requires communication with our server. So that's my first thing I want to kind of get a feeling for is which server you're connected to. We host a couple different servers around the world.
Yeah, one in Malaysia, you said.
Right, and so I wanted to make sure that you guys were in the same one that we are, and I'm not feeling confident about that because these screens continue to load a white panel. So
it looks like we're not on any server.
So I'm a little concerned about that, but let's go ahead and OK there. And what happens if you click on the one that looks like a little Wi-Fi radio? Yeah, you're not getting any of our menus, which is concerning. Hit OK.
Interesting.
And let's go back home. So let's press the home button up there.
So Sharon's the one who loaded it. Did you have any questions as to like when she loaded it? Were there any questions that we didn't answer?
Well, did you see any error messages or anything come up whenever it was unpacking the application?
No, it just loaded as expected.
Okay. Did you see the downloading resources and unpacking resources progress?
Yeah, I remember seeing that progress bar, but didn't think too much about it.
Okay. Click on Connect there. And what happens if you click on manually connect to a session?
Well, let's find out.
All right. So
Okay.
you at least get that menu, so that gives us some hope we might be able to start there. So I'm going to go ahead and start a session on my side here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to do a very quick, simple temperature graph and start a session with that. And what I need you to do is to use the same session name that I am.
So I put in my username as Glenn Miyashiro. It's the most generic name I can come up with.
That's fine. And my session name, I'm going to go ahead and start mine. My session name is Demo.
Capital?
Nope, all lowercase.
All right, demo.
And hit the OK button. All right, so I see you here. I'm going to go ahead and bring you into my session. So I got a little approval bar that I have to click on. And right now it's syncing up the content. And let's see if we get our page to load here. There you are. So you're seeing the page. I'm in control right now, so by default, a shared session is controlled by the host of the session, and you'll see that indicated by that little Wi-Fi symbol beside my name there. If you want to go ahead and close that bar on the right, just select that orange button.
All right.
So this is exactly what my screen looks like right now. And you can actually see my mouse indicator move as I hover around that page. Notice that you don't have control of any of the buttons now because I'm controlling data collection. So I'm going to go ahead and start collecting some temperature data, and let's see what happens.
And you actually have a probe out there that's...
I do. I have a temperature probe. And you are seeing that data live as I'm collecting it and pushing it across the server to you. And I'm even going to go ahead and customize my graph, and you'll see that that's reflected on your screen as I go through and use my tools.
That's pretty cool.
So you're seeing temperature data pushed to you from Roseville, California.
That's a live data collection right there.
Live data collection, yep.
Where's this probe located?
In Roseville, California.
Yeah, it's located on the table right here beside me. I don't know if you can see in the video, but here's my interface, and
Here.
this white board right here is the temperature
I'm open
probe.
from 12 to noon, but besides I'm teaching.
No, but you have class in the morning.
Yes, I have a
Yeah.
face-to-face.
Okay, because Jordan is down there, and he's done some homework for you.
Okay.
And I wanted him to
Alright.
know when to give it to
All
you.
right.
Hey Sharon, did you want us
Go ahead
to
and
introduce you?
Stop
to
data
PASCO?
collection. Notice that anything I do to analyze this data is going to get reflected to you, so I can go through
This probe
And-
right here is in
a
California.
piece of it, maybe do
We're
some analysis of it.
We're analyzing it now.
That's good, that's good.
So,
I
alright.
still don't know why your menus aren't showing up, so I'm a little concerned about that, but that's something we're going to need to look into.
Okay. Do you think that it might be our system, or do you think that this might be a bug that we discovered in the PASCO Chromebook launch?
Well, we don't see it here, so it could be your system. It might be something your network
Okay.
blocked, or it could have just been something that didn't get properly installed whenever you first launched the app. It could be a lot of things. It's hard for me to really diagnose right now.
No problem, no problem. I was just wondering, I mean, that's why I invited Sharon here, because I figured that she would be able to answer any
Right.
network questions you might have.
Now, what I'd probably recommend to start diagnosing that is to grab another Chromebook at your location, install the app again, and see if you see the same behavior. And then if you do, then I probably want to get one of my developers, into a hangout with you and try to work through some diagnostics on your machine.
We have the option of getting another Chromebook right now.
Okay.
Do you want Sharon to go run down and go grab it?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's all right with you.
Sure, I'll be right back.
All right. So I like this y equals mx plus b fit to this line.
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Yeah, unfortunately, you couldn't see the menu because all the line fits. It shows the formulas. It also shows graphics of what those equations look like to really help students
Oh, wow.
recognize what the equations are showing you. When you see the software functioning fully and you see those menus that Andy's referring to, you'll definitely notice there's a lot of things that help the kids to get the science and connect the math with it. So.
Cool. So we're still in the mode where you control everything, huh?
Correct. Yeah. So I could go through right now and collect other data runs. I could go through and do other analysis. One thing that you can do, though, maybe as an interesting test, is with this concept of journals. So SparkView can save snapshots of pages and save them individually per student to start building up their lab journal. And so that is one of the buttons you have access. Yep,
Is that camera-looking button?
Yep. So if you were to select that button right now, you would be taking a snapshot for your journal that is unique to you.
Well, it's not necessarily unique to me because everyone who's logged into this session will see the same thing.
No, we do not see your journal. We see the same page that you're snapshotting, yes, but it's unique to you that is in your journal.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
All right. So that is kind of one interesting feature of how you differentiate with still everybody collected and seeing the same thing. The next step was we could actually go into turning control over to you, so you could even collect data from my device remotely.
Now, I got a question. How did you spike up that temperature? Did you just kind of move it around or something?
I just hold it. It's a fast response temperature probe, so it has a very low thermal mass.
Oh, I see. So that was the heat of your hand.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so it's ambient temperature at 24 degrees Celsius there. Apparently you guys got the AC on and then you grabbed it and spiked up the temperature because you're a warm-bodied individual.
Correct.
And then you can imagine your students, that journal tool that Andy was talking about could be helpful because that's where they can write down their thoughts, their own analysis, and then they can share that later.
So upload SparkView to yours and we'll be good. All right, so let's try that turning over the control thing.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and on my side, I'm going to select this I button, which you won't see because, there we go. Well, you do see it. Okay, that's good. So you can see there that the options I have are to turn this from a guided session into an unguided by turning this off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it into an unguided session and hit OK. And what that should do is notice how now your controls across the bottom are available to you. So if you want to go ahead and hit that orange button to close the right-hand side of the screen, you can now start collecting the next data run by selecting that green play button.
All right, let's do it. And then what, you're going to... Oh, there's another data collection run.
Yep.
And you're going to...
So that's the temperature probe just sitting there on the table.
Go grab the temperature probe.
So let's go pick it up.
And there's the spike.
Oh. And I'll let go of it and you can kind of see its nice kind of cooling curve.
Yeah. And then so you let it go and now it's cooling down.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
And you're in control of that, so you can actually control when you want to stop collecting.
Right, so we could have a team of students. See, the thing is we have a team of Oahu-based students. There's all the different islands on Hawaii. And we have a team, the students who live on the main island, Oahu, can come into the school to do these labs. But we want to be able to serve students on the Big Island, on Kauai, on Lanai, on Maui, all of these different islands. Obviously, we can't fly them in to do a lab. So what we were thinking about is teaming up our on-island students with our off-island students, so that at least because right now the only role we can give our off-island students is we'll do all the data collection, we'll give you the numbers, and you crunch them, and that's kind of a junk role to play every single time. So we want to be able to say, okay, well, we still need somebody physically at the site moving these temperature probes and grabbing them and all that kind of stuff. But at least now it adds just that much more component of being able to have control over this thing.
Yeah, it's much more engaging and it's much closer to being hands-on with them actually having their hands on the controls.
Yeah. Now I have a question. Say that you don't just have me logged into this session, but you have 10 students logged into the session.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be like everyone can press play, or did you designate that only specifically me can press play?
Right. So there's only two modes there. There's either the host is the only one that controls, or everybody controls.
Try to see. All right. Hey, I got
So if multiple students click play, how does it? Is it like the first student that gets there that they're the data collector?
Well, there's two ways that we're rolling this out. There's the feature that's currently available is everybody can control the status of that button. So if one student hits start and the student beside them hits stop, then it obeys. It doesn't matter who was the first one. That's the current feature set.
So we just have to tell
Designate.
Tell everyone, hey, Bobby is going to hit the button,
right,
and start and stop the thing. Don't touch it.
Right. The next update we're getting ready to roll out, or one of the next updates we're getting ready to roll out, actually is first in, first out. So the first person that starts is the only person that can stop.
You notice how, I mean, this might be as a suggestion for your developers, and I don't know how complicated this might be, but when we did it the first time, there was a blue curve, and that's when you do it. When you did it the second time, there was a red curve, and that's when we did it. Maybe each person who touches it will start their own curve. I know that's going to come up with a whole slew of graphs, on there, but maybe add a different color, different graph for them.
Well, everybody's seeing the data, so regardless of who starts the collection, all the data is getting pushed.
That's actually true, right? Because the data is not going to be any different. The only difference is the start and end point.
Exactly. And so the other thing that's kind of interesting here is not just the data is unique to you, but you, in this mode, you can actually control what page you're on. So if you went on to the next page by clicking that right arrow over there, I'm still going to be on the first page.
Ah, I see. But I see it as 24.6.
Correct.
Is what? That's like the ambient temperature?
That is the last point of the last data run.
Okay.
So you're just basically paging through our different ways of visualizing the data. The next page would be a table.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And the next page would be a meter display.
And then a meter. And then that's the last point of the data. And then I can actually press play, and that meter will change. Well,
correct.
If you grab it again.
Yep.
We got SparkView loaded up on the other laptop or other Chromebook and it does have all the buttons you were asking for.
Okay, sweet, good. Yeah, so I imagine something might have just happened in the downloading resources and unpacking the resource process.
Do you want to log in Chrome, or do you want us to log in from that one as well?
Or we can just completely annually kill PASCO and then reopen it and see if it fixes itself.
Maybe.
Yeah, whatever's easier for you guys.
All right. Well, why don't we kill PASCO on this side?
Okay.
And then we'll, you know what to do there.
Yeah, basically just.
Let's uninstall it and then just reinstall it. See if that works.
Well, let's just reopen it first. Then no need to hack out the nuke.
Hack out the nuke. That must be a computer terminology.
I've never heard that before.
You can actually do a quick test just by clicking on that button up there with the 5 circles. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Looks like the installation's a mess.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah.
So let's see.
You gotta hack out the nuke.
What does that mean?
Absolutely nothing. I made it up.
I'm gonna use it all the time.
Actually, it's supposed to be something else, but alas, it is not safe for work.
You're a gamer, right? Is that a gaming thing? Is that like a...
Nope.
Okay.
So when we wait for the Chrome Web Store to load up, which will be one day.
No, I'm sorry.
So, Tosh, your students are they all getting Chromebooks, or
They all have Chromebooks.
So Chromebooks.
If
Okay.
we're going to put this order in tomorrow, hopefully, and we're going to get as much pros as we can, and then I'm also doing a shameless request to see if, since I really feel like the way we're using your equipment might be able to really market you guys out to a whole branch of schools, a whole branch of education. In fact, the wave of the future of education. So I'm doing a shameless request to maybe the upper ups, the management people, to say, hey, would you guys be willing to maybe help us out, to donate or give us a discount or whatever, to see if we can really pioneer this technology for you, and maybe be your guinea pigs on that side.
Well, it's a good try. I'll give you credit for that.
Well, the worst you guys can say is no.
Right. Now, I think we'll definitely try to make sure we can max out your budget in terms of equipment you're getting. I definitely want to offer, as much support to you as we can. So, if you run into any issues, I want to make sure our developers are available for you, and we can, be ready at the call for you to get in touch with us. And I'd love to feature a case study on you guys. I think looking at putting together a nice little news blurb or something over the time used are all great ideas. In terms of discounts, I'll have to talk to our sales manager and figure out, what the best thing he can offer. And of course, that's going to depend on your mixture of products. Some products we were a little bit easier at doing that than others.
Yeah, Tosh, that's why I was mentioning I was going to wait to send that email on until we saw how this test went today.
No problem. And in fact, actually, the reason why I'm asking for the physics stuff is not because I want to oust my coworkers, but I actually gave them the whole budget. I said, physics, I'm going to use rulers, meter sticks, and video cameras. And so I'm not going to have any PASCO equipment. In fact, actually, here's how much I like PASCO. I bought 2 mini launchers for my birthday. They're my personal mini launchers that I have, just to teach it, because I love these things so much.
Yeah, they work great. We'll have to work up a quote just to see at a baseline where you guys are at, Tosh, but I'll talk to you about that tomorrow.
All right.
That's what the sales force is going to need to see in order to start discussing what if anything, they'll be able to do. So.
No problem.
But I think there's other things we can do to try to, raise visibility for you and your school and your district, and try to get some visibility that might help you expand your budget.
Yeah. And ideally, although it's nice, of course, to have the students be able to interact with you, and they're across, the ocean and different islands, but it would just be so collaborative if each class can have a set of sensors and they can share data. The assignment could be for the week. It's like, hey, now test this experiment, and then they could just imagine the collaboration that can happen where they come back and then they share their data with the rest of the island.
Yeah, I think that ideally what we would do, and this is what if this thing really works, then what I would request next is just to say, all right, let's repeat this exact same setup, but one for each island.
Yeah.
And then now we'll have a hub station where all the people from each island come in, and we can even do like simultaneous soil samples or something like that.
Yeah, good.
All right, so let's see if the Spark View ended up fixing itself.
And it did not, but at the very least we can see where to click, just not what to click.
We can't see where to click.
You see that pointer? That's the where to click. So apparently it's just the buttons itself that didn't load.
Is there anything unique about that particular Chromebook that's different than the other one that is working?
They're brand new and I've never touched them.
Oh, I know. Let's click on. Let's see. That one should be about Spark View. This one should be languages.
All right.
Oops.
Wait, I don't want to select the language. You can turn it into Japanese for me.
Yeah, it looks like the buttons are available. It's just you're not seeing them.
Yeah, it's like the skin for whatever reason didn't load.
All right. Which of those 3 buttons would you like me to click? The top, middle, or bottom?
The bottom one.
All right. That's got to be this one then.
Yes, it's just changed to about Spark View. Actually, we saw it for like a.
Click on the bottom one and see what that says.
Yeah, that should also have some text displayed.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but you all you need is the text, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then here's what we got. For the other computer, it says, what do you want? You want Region Spark View server?
A server version or server?
Okay, the version is 2.1.125.2.
Okay.
You need the phone number for the support?
No, does it say server? Does it have like a sparkview.pasco.com information?
It says region.
Yes.
Region is SparkView server.
All right, that's right. That's good.
This is ghetto screen sharing.
No, I think you're good. I think that's what I'd expect. Is there a different level of accounts, security settings, or privileges that this machine might have that the other one doesn't?
I'm the administrator.
She's the admin. We're the students.
Ah, so the student account's the one having problems.
Maybe this. But that's interesting. I figured that if they're blocking the app, they would block the entire app, not just block the pictures in the app.
Yeah, we actually rely on a couple different services that to pull different resources whenever you undergo that procedure. So you might have not pulled all the necessary resources there. You might have pulled just enough, to see what we're seeing, but not been able to pull the actual resources to draw those buttons.
That could be a problem on our side. Then we'll try to fix that.
Yeah, I'll send you some port information of the different tools we use, so you can check your server and proxy settings and make sure the necessary sockets are open.
But we appreciate this because it gives us some insights because perhaps other campuses might encounter it. So it's, we appreciate the test.
Well, I guess if we want to completely and utterly rule out the computer itself, I can always reset this computer and reinstall it and see what happens.
No.
Well, luckily with Chromebooks, that's a pretty easy procedure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering if that session was still going, but I guess you guys closed it out.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
So it looks like the only thing that's really affected are the overlays in the pop-up menus. Like these, for example, work just fine.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's something I've never seen before. So I don't know if it's. There's only a couple things I can imagine. It's unique to that machine, or it's unique to the students' security or server-side settings. I don't know.
Well, it's not an old machine. I didn't drop it yet, so.
Good.
So I mean, I can't imagine why it would be unique to this particular machine.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, someone got a machine with a non-working microphone, and that was unique to that machine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the challenges when you start dealing with low-cost hardware that has some variance between devices.
All right. Was there anything else that you wanted to show us on this side with your sensors?
I don't think so. I think you have a pretty good idea of what we can do. Maybe one last thing I'd say, I don't know if we need to show it to you, but we can do the same thing with these built-in activities. So we can share those just as easily as we shared, that simple graph, and we can guide students through our Spark Labs and collect data in Spark Labs.
Oh, so these are the canned labs that are...
Correct. These are the canned ones that come with it. You can custom create your own content.
Yeah.
So like there was a series of activities you wanted every student to walk through, and you wanted there to be some more kind of guidance of how to do that. You could create these yourself, just using standard images as backgrounds, inserting your own templates, and that's what the build path is. So if you were to deselect that button right there,
Deselect which button?
the one that you're on, the thermoregulation one.
Yeah. Do another one.
No, just.
Or just click it again.
The same one again, so it unselects it. So you'll see that build button's available.
Build. Got it.
So the build process is there for you to create your own, and you can drop in a background image, any kind of picture, standard JPEG, PNG format. Select a template. So for example, let's just go ahead and grab one of the templates just to show you what this process looks like. So you then pick what kind of data displays you want. If you want a graph, a digit, a table. Maybe on the right side you want to throw in some text. And so you can actually go ahead and start building a custom activity for the students to walk through, or the students can build their own activities.
That's cool. So the SparkView Labs is that based on the probes that we purchase, or is that just a package that you give with any purchases?
Well, the ones that you see there come with just the installation of SparkView. So those are designed to kind of give you a starting point across different subjects. So there's a couple physics, a couple chemistry, a couple biology. So those aren't really probe focused. We have some older ones that we've developed for SparkView previously that are designed specifically more around what we call our starter bundles.
Okay.
And each subject has what we put together as what we think is the most common bundle to get started with that subject.
And as you purchase the different sensors, the SparkView, or we'll be able to tell SparkView we now have these labs, so please give us the canned.
No, there's not really a configuration tool to select the experiments based on sensors.
So it's just a group of labs that some are based on having the sensors and some aren't?
Well, all those are based on you having sensors.
Okay.
So everything you do there expects you to have a sensor collected to get through the activity.
Okay.
Oh, so like the calorimetry one, we need to have that thermometer.
Correct.
And the styrofoam cups for the students.
Correct.
To do. So how do I know what sensors I need for does it?
So one interesting way is to open it up. So if you went ahead and opened up the activity.
Yeah, I just did. Open.
Okay. And let's go ahead and move forward. There's going to be a page that's going to describe how to get set up for the lab.
There we go. All right, so you need temperature sensors, a beaker, a styrofoam cup. So the only sensor you need is the temperature sensor in this one.
Correct.
So then we'll have we'll have
Cool.
2 temperature probes from PASCO, and then we can tell our students log into the thing and let's collect data together. Right?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways you could do it. You could either have the host go ahead and open up this activity and start a session right there. So if you were to go up to that Wi-Fi button and start a session right there, that anybody that comes into that activity, into your session, will automatically get that session, that activity linked to them. Now, of course, we need to figure out this white space issue.
Yeah, but I'm going to put it up on the other one to see what that's supposed to say.
Yeah, it says pretty much the same thing that the Connect panel did earlier that you saw. It says either manually start a session or join a session.
Okay.
That document I sent you yesterday, Tosh, had screen grabs of it. So
Oh,
hey,
there
it's
we go.
there.
I manually started a session. I'm going to call this Tosh. I'm going to session it as test.
You're connecting to a session now, so there's nothing for you to
That's the one that
connect
should
to.
pop up.
You need to select that other
Oh,
button.
I need to start one.
That is to start a session.
It was the thing on the bottom. All right, there we go.
Correct. Yes.
So,
now you
So
start.
students can initiate their own sessions with each other.
Correct.
but they wouldn't have the probes.
They wouldn't have the probes.
Right. So,
So-
wherever you're starting a session needs to be where the probe is.
Yeah.
But okay, and then we can just, if I start this session, I can connect the probe straight into this particular Chromebook.
Correct.
So every student has basically a Wi-Fi hub for your probes in the Chromebooks.
That's one way to think of it.
But I guess it's because I had all these discussions with Vernier, and you have to get their What is it called? It was the
LabQuest.
LabQuest. That's the one.
Yeah.
Like it's $300, and we were going to buy 2 of them. But basically, we've now given all of our students the LabQuest.
Yeah. So our solution doesn't depend on hardware. You can use any of our sensors or interfaces as long as they're USB based. So
that's why I like you guys.
So I have a question, just the logistics of this. So when we start our Big Blue Button session, which is sort of like starting a Google Hangout session, we open up this SparkView in that Big Blue Button session, and the kids, do they just log into the SparkView on their Chromebooks, or do they have to come into Big Blue Button virtual session, or both?
I see we're running Hangout. I'm sorry, go.
That's up to you guys. They don't necessarily need to see, unless you're concerned about screen sharing with them.
Yeah.
That would be what you would use either a Hangout or the Big Blue Button for. But in terms of SparkView's feature set, they don't have to have any other connection.
Can you chat in SparkView?
No, unfortunately not. It does not have a chat tool.
Is that a dumb question?
No, it's not a dumb question.
Okay.
No, you should.
It's not a bad
So that
question.
might be a little complicated.
Now, the funny thing is, once we started rolling this out, everybody starts expecting You know,
Yeah.
there's
I know.
all these little
Why is
cool-
this not Google Docs? Why don't I get live update, like live, everyone work on it at the same time?
So then we would probably want to walk our students through it and discuss, share with them what they're seeing. So then
Right.
we would probably have to do a hangout or a big blue button session.
Right.
Sarah, you're exactly right. In terms of how you would model it first,
Yeah.
that's why we had the guided session in mind, and then you cut the students loose.
Got
So,
it. Okay,
exactly
thank
right.
you.
So, all right. I think that I got a better idea of how this stuff works. I think it works almost exactly how I thought it would.
Excellent.
Minus the blank screens.
Yeah.
But
I want to make sure we get that resolved.
I think that's pretty cool. So no one's doing this across a state.
We are. We have some programs that we're rolling out, some larger adoptions in different states. We also have some big programs we're rolling out in Australia right now. But it still is very early, and this product's only been live for about 2-3 months, and Chromebook adoption is just now really taking off in the U.S. So we're hoping to see an exciting fall.
Yeah. I hope to be a part of it.
Sweet. Well, I'm sure Joe will look forward to hearing from you.
Now, wait, I got a question. These sessions aren't secure then, right?
Secure in the sense of
If you had the generic name demo, if someone wanted to manually join a session and they just so happen to put in the name demo, and
correct.
they could join our session.
Well, what you don't see that I see on my side that I'm hosting is there's actually an approval. So notice whenever you tried to join,
That's
you
right,
saw
I forgot.
that waiting to be approved.
So you only approve your students and don't approve people off the street.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Would you mind if I made a feature request?
Sure.
When you hover over the buttons, it's not necessarily obvious what they do. Do you think you could add like a little text pop-up thing that explains what they are, even if it's a couple words?
You mean like, for example, right there?
So, let's see.
Like if we go and hover over the Wi-Fi button,
Yeah, like what,
maybe as soon as our cursor gets on there, a little text pops up on the right-hand side that says, "Start and stop a session."
yeah, maybe after like a 2-3 second delay or something.
We actually have that on most of our other platforms. Chromebook's the only platform that doesn't do that. So Chromebook has been a bit of a
Very
challenge for us
interesting
at
beast.
times, getting some of the functionality we like. It's still a fairly early platform. But go check us out on Mac, Windows, on iOS. You'll see that we have, like for example, with iOS, we have that turned on for accessibility. So even blind students can navigate through the buttons, and it will voice speak, what the different buttons do.
So Chromebook don't like blind people then, huh?
Chromebook is at the earliest stage of its development. I'll put it that way.
Hey, Andy, can I ask you a quick question since I've got you on the phone?
Sure.
And this doesn't necessarily have to do with your probes, but it might have to do with SparkView.
Okay.
I know that one of the things that we've been doing, where I've been developing in the physics program, is the way I teach my students physics is I've been actually using this program called Tracker, and it's just a video analysis program, and it basically
With it.
yeah. So I have Tracker, and then I basically teach them a little bit of VPython or Python programming, and then I make them build their own video games, and trying to get a video game to match up with what they see in the real world, and that's why I use Tracker, because I use that Excel data to pull over to there, and then I use the VPython to pull over that data. That's where all the physics comes in, is teaching them, hey, when you throw something, it's curved, it's not a straight line, like your Python program can do, so let me teach you about a parabola. And, there's the kinds of things. So, Tracker doesn't play with Chromebook, because it's an external app you have to download. Logger, which is Vernier's guy, I think does something similar to that, but they also don't play well with Chromebook.
Yes.
Does PASCO have something that does some kind of video analysis?
We're working on it. So I don't know if you're familiar with our desktop application, but we have a physics-focused desktop application called Capstone.
Yeah, Capstone. I've seen that one.
that does video analysis. It actually, in the update coming out later this month, it actually does video tracking of automated object tracking.
Yeah.
We're looking at bringing some of that functionality over into SparkView, but I can't commit to anything right now, but that is something we're definitely looking at.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I called early at the beginning of summer, both you and Vernier said we're working on getting Chromebook up and running, and then a month later, PASCO emailed me and said we got Chromebook up and running. So I'll take your word on that one, and I'm actually kind of hopeful that actually will go through.
All right, excellent.
Perfect. Well, that is good feedback to hear, and that's part of the goal whenever we try to figure out what features to tackle next is understanding, the impact they have on the market.
I know that for physics, at least teaching online physics, the video analysis has been a very strong tool. It's allowed me to teach physics almost as well as I could teach it in a face-to-face environment.
Yeah, and Vernier has, traditionally kind of beat us on that. They've had video analysis for longer than we have, and we're really looking at potentially turning the table with bringing that to Chromebook. But it's not easy, and tapping into things like cameras and USB devices on the Chromebook have been a bit challenging.
Tosh, you have kind of a unique teaching approach or teaching assignment because you do both blended distance learning and in front of students, right?
Yeah, I actually I teach to a live classroom while I'm teaching to about 3/4 of my classes online, and I teach to like 5 computer screens at the same time.
Wow.
That's just kind of my thing. And actually, the problem is what I've been running into is I've been overheating my Mac constantly. It's been crashing actually.
Nice.
Yeah. In fact, I actually got a dead Mac to bring into you soon.
Where's the nearest one that you can chuck it out of?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Joe, was there anything else you wanted to talk to us about?
No, but that Google Doc with the probes and things you're interested in.
Yeah.
From that, I should be able to work up a quote. I looked at it earlier today, and I didn't see the probe wire. I don't know if you moved it to another doc.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Did we kill the... Let's take a look at that Google Doc. We're going from here. Thanks, Sharon.
Yeah, to let you know, you have a student waiting outside.
Yeah, I saw.
This is kind of important.
Alright, here we go. They wanted to take a look over our what you call it, lab, our budget request, and then run the stuff. So I figured that's kind of hard to run.
It's at, you shared that Google Doc with them?
I did.
It's at, you put it at the very bottom of the Google Doc, right?
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
But Maria had put all that other stuff.
But Maria has a bunch of...
It's kind of a mess.
We're still working on it.
It's very much not complete, not
Okay.
the form that we wanted. But at the very bottom, I think, of that Google Doc is where Tosh had put the...
Did you delete the Vernier stuff?
I didn't delete it. I didn't touch it.
Okay.
I looked at it and I shuddered and then I closed it.
Keep in mind that this is a working document between just
it's
the
a mess right now.
science teachers.
Yeah, I saw it changed a little bit. I saw you're starting to put out, the different lab titles, what you're going to do. When I had last looked, I didn't scroll way down below. I
Did you show
did
the
it. My heart broke because our sensors were gone.
You know what? I might have
He might have
shared you
shared
the
the
wrong
wrong
one. Is
one.
this the one that looks like what I sent you?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, then it's at the bottom.
Then it's at the bottom. Let's go there.
It shouldn't have lab titles on it, though, does it?
Possibly Maria's been doing that.
I don't know.
All right. Oh, she wants a blender. Okay. There's a blender there.
Okay, well, I must have overlooked it then.
No, hold on. Let me wait. Where'd it go? Unless this thing is still loading and taking its sweet time. Oh, there we go. There we go. These are your sensors right here. At the bottom, there's the middle school science
Okay, so
teacher
way down.
one.
Yeah, all the way at the bottom.
Way down. That's
All
the
right.
ones we want.
Okay.
2-axis. Oh, great. Apparently this Chromebook is taking a little bit of time to load. But you know what?
Yeah,
I shouldn't
that's-
complain because it's a $200 instrument.
And that's the challenge with the Chromebook, and even with our software, because it refreshes online. You'll notice with tablets, like if you did it in the classroom, it refreshes faster. But it's a great price for education. So, okay, so from that information, Tosh and Sarah, I will start putting together a quote, and then we'll, with your email and information, now that we've learned from Andy that this is going to work for you, I'll pass on your email to sales, and we'll see what they can do.
Oh yeah, my begging request.
Yeah, like you said, the worst they can say is no. So, but you appreciate that we invest a lot of money developing this technology, so we of course need to recoup it in order to keep developing products that can be used. But we certainly want to be mindful of your budget. That's why I asked you about that previously. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, I actually think that this might actually be really good for PASCO to, have people out there to guinea pig their technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, with what we put, the advanced chemistry sensor, the carbon dioxide sensor, the force sensor, and a couple of spark. I think we have, just the spark link with the temperature and voltage, and that's the USB link up.
Yeah, that'll work. And then you're getting the manuals too, I recall.
I'm just getting the one manual, the middle school science teacher manual. But
okay, the physical science manual doesn't have experiments for the carbon dioxide gas sensor, just so you know. But the built-in Spark Lab, that canned one, already does.
Yeah,
course,
and you actually have the carbon experiments in your thing already. Okay. So I got a question then.
Do we need the middle school?
No. But the middle school thing is going to be this book that we get, right? And then we're going to be able to use our sensors that go along with this book. But then we're going to have to build the lab for them.
Right, and Andy was modeling for you how you do that. And
Yeah.
You select the template, and then you say, hey, I want a graph over here. Maybe I want to write some responses here. And if you want to develop labs for kids, it's just like making a PowerPoint. You can even write assessment questions. So I encourage you to take a look at those CAN labs, and you'll see there's some built-in assessments where we've turned on a tool that gives the kids feedback if they got it right or wrong.
All right, I think that you've sold. Sarah's telling me that you've sold her a biology book. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I would like the bio lab manual as well. I think that would probably be really helpful and to diversify what we can do with those instruments. What do I have on there? I have a CO2 sensor. What else is on there? I'm just curious if you guys think that I'm missing anything for the life sciences that would really potentially...
Sarah, I would encourage you to go ahead and write me and say what broad topics you want to hit.
Okay.
And then that's absolutely what I do. I figure out what equipment, what labs, and making sure you have everything you need.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the question that the middle school science teacher kept asking me. I should just direct her to say, dude, talk to the guy who does this. I'll make sure she writes you.
Okay, outstanding. And we appreciate you guys taking the time. So I'll get a quote worked up from it, but Sarah, I'll look for any questions you have, and then we'll get it off to sales and see what we can do. So,
is there a sneak peek at the bio lab manual?
I can have if you go to the PASCO website and you go to curriculum, there are sneak peeks of some of the labs. You can download them and take a look.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Joe, thank you very much. We'll be in touch.
All right, thank you, Tosh. Sarah, nice meeting you.
Aloha.